This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings, powered by eXp Realty. Online at madeformoreliving.com.
I woke up excited because we are entering the happiest time of the year. No, I'm not talking about Christmas. It is tax season. And no, it's not the happiest time of the year, but that is why we have Kathy Hill here with us with Tax Tiger, because she's going to be going over, she's got some crazy stories, including one involving Dennis Rodman's ex-wife. We're going to be talking about Tax Tiger and how they fight for their clients and actually how you can actually settle with the IRS. Most people don't even know that. So welcome to the show, Kathy.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Glad to have you. So what's this? You said there's some history that you have working with or a client of Dennis Rodman's ex-wife?
Yes, this is a really cool story. Dennis Rodman and his wife got divorced many years ago. And his ex-wife, Annie, lives here in Sacramento. And what she didn't know was that when she got child support in the divorce, year after year after year, her divorce attorney didn't tell her that she had to report that as income. Oh. And now all these years go by, many, many years, and she got all this money from Dennis, and it was not reported. All of a sudden, she gets this letter from the IRS that she owes $1 million.
Yikes.
And doesn't have any way to pay it, which is a common story for most people that owe the IRS. They don't know how to pay it.
How did it get that big, though, without her even knowing?
Because she got $10,000 a month in child support. And it just added up. And then when the IRS puts interest and penalties on you, which compound daily, it really grows fast.
So they don't take taxes out of your child support payment?
No, it's your responsibility to claim that on a tax return every year. And she never filed a tax return all these years because she thought she didn't have to claim it.
Got it. So that's where the problem was. She never filed it. So for how many years did she not file?
It was close to 15 years.
Wow. Okay.
She thought she didn't have to claim it, so she never filed a return.
Got it. And so there was just lack of information there. And she's not alone, right? There's so many people that are in similar situations.
She's totally not alone.
Yeah.
Totally not.
How did you meet her? How did she end up becoming a client?
She actually found us online and came to see me. I did a free consultation with her because I do free consultations. And when she told me she owed $1 million to the IRS, I went, oh my goodness. Now I have a lot of clients, but very few of them owe $1 million. And so I gave her the free consultation. I told her I could help her. We have since become fast friends, but it took me years to settle her problem, which normally it only takes me between a few months to a year. But it took me a good 5 years to settle Annie's problem because the IRS was just ugly to her. And they just came down with a hammer on her. So we went back and forth with them for years. I did a settlement offer with her about 3 years into it. And for that $1 million that she owed, they agreed to settle for $11,000.
Wow.
One-time payment.
One-time payment. And the $11,000 was simply because she had $11,000 of equity in a home, because they look at assets that you have as well as income. So I said to her, and the settlement process takes a year. I said, if we settle for $11,000, Annie, can you pay it in a year when it comes due? And she said, yes, I believe I can. I can borrow the $11,000. So we signed the paperwork and we settled. Time to pay it came due, and she couldn't borrow the $11,000.
Oh, no.
And the whole offer went by the wayside. And now the $1 million came back on her head.
Wow.
So how did that work? So why was the settlement due like a year later? Why the delay?
Because the way it works is this. They approve the settlement a year later and the dollar amount, and then they give you 5 months to pay it. If you don't pay it by the 5-month deadline, the offer is dead. It goes away. And all that debt comes back onto your record at the IRS. And now you owe it again. So as life progressed for Annie, She ended up losing the house. Now she has no more equity in the house.
Yeah.
And I did a second offer, a second settlement. And now that $1 million was settled for $100.
$100.
$100.
Oh my gosh. It makes me wonder why I pay my taxes. I just need to go to you.
I
And it's
know.
like she couldn't borrow the money from Dennis Rodman.
Oh no, they are in bad. They don't speak. No.
I wonder if she had any memorabilia she could have sold of his, any autographs.
I don't
Here's
know.
a sock. Here's a sock he wore.
Yeah, he's kind.
Whether
He's
it was
kind of.
really his or not.
Yeah.
He's not the person that you want to do anything with.
But that's amazing, going from $1 million to a settlement for $100. Come on.
That is astonishing. And the IRS hates it. They do not want to settle at all. So that's why they don't publicize this program. And you've got to know what you're doing to be successful in it. It's a complex program. And like I said, it takes a year to do. But when I learned this program 20 years ago, I started Tax Tiger 20 years ago, simply and purely to make a difference in people's lives financially with the IRS. I'm a Christian faith-based company, and God spoke to my heart and said, Kathy, there's so much corruption in the tax business, in the tax industry of resolution, that somebody needs to jump into this industry and do right by people with honesty and integrity. And Kathy, that needs to be you. I felt God speak that to my heart 20 years ago.
Wow.
And it was really, I sat there, and when I heard God speak it to me, I sat there in shock, and I had this talk with God, and I said, no, I can't do that. I was working in the corporate world at the time for Rayleigh's corporate office. I knew nothing about taxes. I had no money to start a business. And this was way too big a leap of faith for me. But God asks sometimes big leaps of faith from us. And he asked that of me. And I said to the Lord, look, Lord, I don't have any money to start a business. I don't know anything about taxes. And I don't have a business degree. And all of those things are a recipe for failure in today's business world. And God said back to me, I know all that, but I still choose you. He said, did you forget about Moses in front of the burning bush where I asked Moses to lead my children from Egypt to the promised land? And Moses said, no, not me, Lord. I'm ill-equipped. I stutter. I don't speak well. But God said to Moses, I know that, but I still choose you. And God said to me, I'll provide the money, Kathy, for you to start a business. You can learn what you need to learn about taxes and the IRS. And you don't need a business degree to do this. Man, that was a real wake-up call to me. Now, I've stepped out in faith in my life many times because I've been a Christian since I was a child. But this was too much. But I prayed about it, and God said, this is what I want of you to do. I choose you. So I jumped in. I studied all the IRS rules, regulations, all of what I needed to know to fight the IRS. And when people ask me, Kathy, what do you do? I tell them, I fight the IRS. And I do.
You're a tiger.
I am a tiger. That's why God chose me. I didn't realize it at the time, but I have a tiger personality to fight for people that need an advocate. So I jumped in. I learned it all. Started at the bottom of over 100 companies 20 years ago, and just started working my way up, one client at a time. And God blessed, because I took that leap of faith. Today, I'm number one in the nation with all of these kind of results. And I have multiple offices and clients in all 50 states.
Wow, that's incredible. So what made you even think about, I wonder if there's a way to fight the IRS, or like what made you come up with this business concept? Because normally I just think about filing my taxes. I don't think about fighting the IRS.
Well, it was really a learning process for me. It was just something that I learned, that I had to learn from scratch. So that's why it's kind of an amazing story, because most people don't start a business not having any knowledge, any business degree, having to just really learn it from the ground up, which is what I did.
Wow. And so that was 20 years ago. You've had a number of clients, and then you actually help people settle that. So that's something we're going to cover in the next segment. Most people are not aware of. I was not aware of this until I met Kathy, that you are actually able to settle your debt. So we're going to cover that in the next segment right after this.
Anxiety, fear, and embarrassment. If you're one of the millions of Americans with unpaid or unfiled federal taxes, I'm here to offer you some hope and relief. Hi, I'm Kathy Hill, founder of Tax Tiger. Tax Tiger operates on the Christian principles of honesty and integrity. We're a full-service tax firm. Not only do we protect you from the IRS, we prepare your back taxes, release wage and bank levies, and negotiate the best settlements in the nation, many as low as $20. You can trust Tax Tiger to give you an honest and free appraisal of your situation. We will prepare your tax return every year, even if you have no IRS problem. We specialize in settlements and audits. You could be closer to financial freedom than you think, and you need a tiger on your side.
Call Tax Tiger for a free consultation now. 916-393-9085. That's 916-393-9085. Learn more at taxtiger.com.
And hey, if you're listening to today's show and you're thinking about putting your home on the market, but you don't want to go through all the hassle of doing open houses and showings, reach out to Johnny Jennings with Made for More Living, powered by eXp Realty. They make it fast, easy, simple, no matter what kind of condition your home is in. If it's a rental property, if it's an investment property, if it needs repairs, in most cases, Johnny Jennings can get you 3 offers, cash offers, in less than 24 hours. Just go to his website, madeformoreliving.com. Again, madeformoreliving.com.